AI seems to be here to stay. Now, AI needs lots of data centers, and all of those data centers need a whole lot of power. So much power that in fact there are many brand new data centers sitting idle because the power company hasn't run high voltage lines to them yet to actually provide the hundreds of thousands or millions of watts required to run them. Sometimes the waiting period is over a year. So some companies have taken to carting in gas-powered generators to get their data centers up and running. But don't worry, because they have a new plan, and that plan is nuclear fusion. Hi, and welcome back to ScottiesTech.Info. I'm Scotty with my co-host Cletus, the Tribble. So, our modern nuclear power plants use nuclear fission. That's the splitting apart of atoms. Creates lots of heat, also happens to create radioactive waste, which is kind of a bummer. Nuclear fusion is the future. Fusion is what powers the sun, and fusion, or the fusing of atoms together, releases way more power than fission, and it just so happens that it's pretty much 100% clean energy. No radioactive waste, no nonsense. It's awesome. Fusion research has been going on for over 70 years now, and usually you don't hear very much about it. Oh sure, every now and then you might read an article in Popular Science or something about the donut-shaped reactor with super hot plasma confined to the center, and they go, oh, it's coming, don't worry. But it's a lot like articles about the flying cars that we're going to have in just 5 more years, just 7 more years. Never quite actually happens. And so really, fusion research historically didn't get very much attention. But all of that changed starting about 5 years ago. Typically, the budget for fusion research, all the different research centers around the world, was about $1 billion each year. But that changed in 2021. Now it is over $9 billion a year. So where did all this money come from? Well, sure, some of it came from governments and industry because they said, green energy, yes, fusion is the ultimate green energy, so we should increase funding. Okay, fair enough. That's a good idea. But over $5 billion of this funding came from, guess who? Big tech. Bill Gates and Sam Altman and Google and Microsoft and all these companies decided to invest all kinds of money, especially in private fusion research, private companies. To make things even more interesting, many of these private companies decided that they're going to try to perfect fusion reactors by using AI. So they need a lot of power to power their data centers. So they're going to use AI to design the reactor that will end up powering AI. It's kind of circular. Makes me think about the whole circular reasoning type of investment that's occurring in the field of AI, where you have the AI company that hasn't made a profit yet, and they've pledged to spend $1 billion that they don't have, and that they won't have for a number of years, on hardware that they can run their AI on. But the hardware company says, oh, you don't have $1 billion. Well, we'll give you a loan, and you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And it's kind of like bonkers economics. There's no, normally you have a company that makes a profit and they use some of that profit to invest in hardware. Maybe they get a loan, blah, blah, blah. No, this is like circular reasoning type of financing. And apparently they're doing the same thing with the design of fusion reactors to power AI. Whatever. And forget about the fact that many of these AI data centers will require hundreds of thousands, if not millions of watts of power, but the average human brain is estimated to consume between 12 and 20 watts of power. But whatever. AI will get better. It'll catch up eventually, right? Certainly it's worth throwing all kinds of money and energy into AI because, of course, someday it'll be awesome. And it's kind of galling because for over 70 years, hardly any billionaires invested money in fusion research, but the minute this whole AI craze comes along, suddenly they're throwing money at fusion as fast as they can just to power the AI. Huh? So it remains to be seen whether we, the little people, will actually get fusion ourselves to, run our dishwashers and stuff, or if fusion power will be reserved strictly for AI, which is going to make all of our lives better, of course. But at the end of the day, I'm not really worried because, you know, hundreds of new data centers, each one a giant supercomputer, running AI, powered by limitless, clean, almost infinite power from fusion reactors. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with infinitely powered AI? I can't think of anything. I think it's going to be great. But I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. For more techie tips, see ScottiesTech.Info, or you can subscribe to me on Substack, or donate. All the links down in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.